You know me, SDMT. Big news right here, man. Mike Zimmer is tweaking, man. He calls out cornerback Xavier Rhodes, straight called him out. He said Xavier Rhodes is not playing as well as he thinks he should be to a reporter, and he also said that he needs to play up to that big contract. You know what I'm saying? Xavier Rhodes signed a big contract last season, 6 years, $78 million. So he got paid, he got that bag, and the Vikings head coach thinks he's not playing up to what he got paid. Xavier Rhodes last season only had 1 pick, 7 pass deflections, and he had about 40 tackles. So to get paid top corner money, that's not top corner stats, and he did get, used against some of the best receivers last season. He's very inconsistent, he's a big corner, he's very rangy, but sometimes he can play very well against top receivers, and sometimes he gets, they get the best of them. So, hopefully this has a good effect on him. When you call a guy out publicly, it can have a few different reactions. That player can step up and get better, or can have a positive reaction that way, or can have a negative reaction, and that player might get pissed and he might not want to deal with the coach. So we can look at that a few different ways. A lot of people, want to say, oh, these players need to, toughen up, but everybody is motivated differently. You know what I mean? I don't think Mike Zimmer would call out Kirk Cousins that way. I bet he wouldn't. You know why? Because a lot of quarterback coaches, they handle quarterbacks with kid gloves. They know they have weak, self-esteem and confidence a lot of times, so they won't call out their quarterback, publicly, but they'll call out the cornerback. The cornerback position is a tough position. We see every year guys that are the top corner this year, the next year they're not the top corner. It's always an up and down game because it's tough to be a corner in the NFL. You know what I mean? The rules, they're all against them. You can't touch and grab. PI gets called a lot of the time, and these receivers are awesome with the route, so it's tough to play corner in the league. Cornerback is one of the toughest positions to play. That's why they get paid so much money. Okay, so Mike Zimmer calling out Xavier Rhodes is big, but this also could be, the GM could go at Mike Zimmer, tell him the same thing, because the Vikings have been underachieving. They were supposed to be a Super Bowl contender these last few years. All they needed was a quarterback. They got their quarterback. They paid Kirk Cousins, and they haven't played up to their expectations. So Zimmer could be called out himself for underachieving. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this affects Xavier Rhodes. I think hopefully it has a positive effect on him. He's a he's a solid corner. He's one of the best in the league when he's on point. He just needs to be on point. He's been battling injuries, whether it's his groin, foot, things of that nature. So he needs to play very well, or that team is going to try to make him restructure that deal. That's how these NFL teams work. If they feel like you're not playing up to that level, then guess what? They're going to try to tell you that you need to take less money, or they're going to get rid of you. Okay, so that's why I have no problem with players when they feel like they overperform their contract trying to get more money. That's the problem with fans. They need to understand that business works both ways, not just for the owners. All right, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop your thoughts below.